the 30th of July. One more day, July will be gone and August will be here. It's going fast. And today, originally we were just going to go to Angel Fire to do a little grocery shopping, and I checked my propane levels and I'm down to a half a tank. So we need to get propane. So we need to fill two 20-pounders, and we could do it here in town in $50, or we can go and take a little extra drive into Taos, and it'll cost about 25, a little less than $25. Right about $25 is my estimate, unless the prices have gone up. So we are going, Dottie and you and I are gonna take a nice drive here, and yeah, I'm using the new camera and I'm getting better and better at using it. And I think I've been listening to all the feedback, and there are certain themes that have come up that will cause me to not use this camera in certain ways. But I'm getting more and more convinced that this is going to be the ideal driving and biking camera. Because it allows me, as I'm doing editing, to choose whatever view I want. If I drive by something on the left that I mentioned and I'd like you to see, here's a good example. I'm going to drive by the museum visitor center where I volunteer on Saturdays, and if you're new, if you're in Eagle Nest on any Saturday in the summer and you'd like to meet me and Dottie, come between 12 and 4 on any given Saturday to the Museum Visitor Center. We'll both be there, and we're happy to meet you and hang out with you and chat. And we're passing it right there on the right. It's not open. It's open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And so today is Wednesday, so that it's closed. But you see how this allows me, otherwise, have to catch what I'm talking about on the edge of the screen, or I'd have to turn the camera, which is not a good idea when you're trying to drive. And every once in a while I can switch back to this view where you're viewing me and Dottie while I'm talking. But I understand that most people, when I'm driving, they're okay with seeing a little bit of me talking, but mostly they want to see what I see, as if you're riding shotgun next to me. So I really think when I work out the editing and the color balancing and stuff, quite a few people complained about the color, and that's not the camera's fault. That's the editor's fault. That's settings and editing, and I'm definitely not an expert. You've been with me to Taos before. I think the last trip I lost the footage. When I say lost, I mean I deleted the footage without realizing what the hell I was doing. So that's a little different than lost. I deleted the footage. Not accidentally, but I thought everything on the camera had already been processed, and I was wrong. It's just a gorgeous day. It's 10 in the morning, and this little stretch between here and Angel Fire on Highway 64, the locals refer to as the Valley. The red light here is not an intersection red light. This is the start of what I was talking about in terms of the road between Angel Fire and Taos being through a mountain pass, and they're doing road construction, and for a couple miles here it's one way. So the light is to stop the traffic from going into Taos. We're waiting for a line of cars to come the other way. After they come through, they'll let us through. So we'll be sitting here for 10 minutes or so, and we're switched back around. We're moving again. Now it's getting interesting, right? Now we're starting to climb up the mountain here. We're still in the construction zone. The zone's not real big, but you can see how smooth and nice this road is. And here is the end of the zone, and the people coming from Taos waiting in line like we just were. So we're climbing pretty steep because we've got switchbacks happening here. See these big retaining walls to keep the mountain from coming down on the road, and last summer they were doing a lot of that kind of work. Here's more here. I think this looks simple, but I bet the engineering concepts behind it, I think, are probably pretty interesting. Here's another brief place where there's a flagger that stops you. It doesn't take that long. We may not even come to a complete stop. We don't know, because it's such a short little stretch here that's one lane. If I had watched these videos that I'm making a few years ago, I would have been so surprised. There's such a nice guy there waving at everybody. Isn't that nice? I would have been so surprised that this is New Mexico? I didn't know. New Mexico? Are you kidding? Look at that house up on the hill there in front of us. What a commanding view that must be. And I wonder if it's a year-round person. If it is, it's with snow and stuff, it's probably pretty tough to get up there. Another switchback. There are several more ahead. Look at that old classic Mercedes. So I still have not heard, still, as far as I know, I'm still number one on the wait list for that RV park that I want to enter in Quartzsite on December 1st. I have not heard that I have a reservation yet. So the possibility does exist, Well, there are two possibilities. No, more than two. I could shop around and get lucky and find another RV park if I don't get one. Probably not, though, because they fill up and book up fast in December and January. And those are 2 of the 3 months I want to be there. I could boondock again, and I'm just not feeling it for this year. I don't know why. I just don't want to do it this year. I don't know. I'd have to really give that some more thought. I just like the idea of being in town, and even though I can boondock near town, I want to be in town. I want to ride my bike around town. I want to be able to walk around town. I like the idea of being near the library. I like the idea of spending one winter in the town of Quartzsite. And it's almost, if I can't have that, I think I might just stay in Artesia and skip Quartzsite for a year. Wouldn't that be shocking? All right, you might have noticed that everything changed. I didn't see this coming. It's the first time it's happened. The new camera overheated. I had to shut off, and I hold it in my hand right now, and I'm like, oh, good grief. It's really hot. So I've got it shut off, and the sun is coming straight through the windshield. I did not think of that. And I've got this black cover to the dash to reduce glare. So that's the problem. Now, what you're seeing now is my iPhone, and that's not good. That's on a mount back in the shade here, so I don't think the iPhone's going to overheat, but this will save me some editing. Because it's easier to edit the iPhone footage, and it's still pretty good, right? Pretty high quality. I didn't want you to miss it was going to go, if I didn't do something. Hang on, I've got to tighten some things here because it is jiggling a little bit, moving. There, I think that'll do it. This is the best stretch, and I didn't want to, again, go to Taos again and not get the footage of the best part of the mountain pass. So we're getting it on iPhone, and I do not have a microphone hooked up, so it's using the native microphone. What I could do, though, that's interesting. I can turn this on. No, I gotta figure that out. I was gonna use my microphone, little DJI microphone, to it'll record on the microphone itself, and I can transfer it, but for some reason it's not set up correctly to be able to do that. Which is because it's really, that's the highest quality sound you can have, is this. I'm recording directly onto the microphone and transferring it over. It's real high quality. It's funny, I press the button to record and it goes on momentarily and flashes off as if it really doesn't, something's not set up correctly to do that. Driving in the car is not a good time to troubleshoot an electronic device. It's a recipe for absolute disaster. So don't do that. Don't ever do that. So maybe when we get it later today, I'll try to figure that out in case. But it's always nice to have, I actually have my Osmo Pocket 3 with me, but I did not bring the attachment to be able to mount it on the dash. Sadly, I don't think it's here. I think it's the attachment is. Yeah. All right, so I've been thinking we've been recording for some time, and we haven't. I really can't tell now how much has been recorded and how much has not been recorded. It's very difficult to determine. So I'll figure it out once I start doing editing, but I happen to look up. I'm talking away and I look up at the phone and it's not recording. I'd like to pull over and check it out just to satisfy my curiosity because I'm not in a hurry, but as you can see here, there's no shoulder. You're not going to pull over here unless you pull into someone's private driveway. So we have to wait until there's an actual place for us to pull over to satisfy my curiosity. I wonder how long I've been thinking of recording and I haven't been. Was going on and on about how great the resolution was and the framing here and how the iPhone stabilization works so well because you see the camera bouncing all over the place, and when you look at the footage it's wonderful. Now I want to go, if I wanted to go into the heart of Taos I'd go straight, but I want to go to the propane place, so I'm going to make a left here where it says this is the way to Santa Fe. It's actually, the song is San Jose, isn't it? It's Pendleton, though. It was blocked by the UPS truck, but it's not, it's a little subtle because you're going to see, I'll let these guys go. They'll have to go back around the fence here, but it's behind the Diamond Shamrock. Be right back. So, as I predicted, $25.23 including tax, which is that's pretty neat. I'm trying to reassemble the camera. Overheated camera, and I'm going to try not to make that mistake again. So what we're going to, I think it's cooled down enough, it's cool to the touch. I'm going to use the camera in use it on the shopping cart. All right. Sushi.
Turn the house so I'm not wasting time. If it's already full, then there's no need to be out there sweating it out. That's what I do. Just so you know. Sure.
Do you know the cooked sushi, will that last longer in the refrigerator than the raw?
It'll probably be the same.
About the same?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just wondered if the cooked sushi would last longer in the fridge than the...
It's only 24 hours.
Only good for what?
Only 24 hours. Only 1 day.
Okay, 1 day. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. So whether it's cooked or not, I'm gonna try this seafood salad. Some I like, some I don't like. I should have done a shopping list. But I did not do that. We need a bunch of these. Chicken Caesar, Cobb. Spinach Dijon. Apple walnut. I think 4 of them will do. I really do. I really do like salads when if it's convenient. That's terrible to say, but it's the truth. If it's pre-made, ready to go, it's got its little dressing and a fork, I'm all over it. I'll eat salads a lot. What the heck is that? It's interesting. Gummy blue sharks gummies. I don't like gummies. This is roasted okra chips. That looks good. And I'd like wasabi peas, but I do not see any. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Wasabi peas. Wasabi peas. Buns and rolls. I think I need. It's probably time to get sandwich bread. Here, that'll work. That will work. I think we're good on tortillas. Oh, one thing I cannot forget to get is cat food, or George is going to be not happy with me. A thought that I always have when I'm behind elderly people or more elderly than me, moving very slowly, my automatic thought I've trained myself is that is going to be you someday, soon. That will be, just looked interesting.
Attention, Smith Shoppers. How are we doing today? I'm doing great, thank you. Hey, listen. We call today Sushi Day, $5 Sushi Day. So for those of you that are just wondering what you're going to eat for lunch today, stop by the sushi bar. Just stop yourself and say, you know what? I feel like eating sushi. So stop by the sushi bar and pick up your $5. It's pre-marked already for you and everything. You just got to go over there, pick it up, pick up 5 or 6 or maybe 10 for your neighbors. As always,
Maybe 10 sushis. My favorite sausage. I need some ham. Lean ham. Oh boy. That wasn't easy to get out.
Is this the stuff that you were talking about? Right there.
And how about some cream cheese? Water. We do need water.
What are you getting? I thought you kept on beep, 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 beep.
The Teddy Grounds. No, it doesn't. Okay, Teddy Grounds.
Gravy enough for Dad?
Yeah, 3 should be enough.
Should we get the chocolate inside the
No, the
plain?
regular plain.
The regular
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here we have, oh, big things of water. Holy mackerel. That'll work. We're in the snack aisle.
Other one, baby.
They're big. Skinny pop. Oh, and we did need some cheese. Forgot about that. Here's what I want. Deluxe American. All right. I have missed somehow dog and cat food. Didn't miss it. Oh, and we need creamer. Dunkin' Donuts. Cream and sugar together. Together at last. And we're gonna get meow meow meow. Somehow their marketing has convinced me that Imes is the best stuff. Somehow they've convinced me. Let's do cat litter. We've got quite a load here. You know what I didn't get is ice cream. There's something I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, I know. Toothpaste and deodorant.
Yeah, that goes in mine.
Not out yet, but we're getting close. There's deodorant. How about toothpaste? It's probably another aisle. Yeah, it's got to be another aisle. Here we go. Toothpaste. Value pack, 2 of them. We got deodorant, we got toothpaste. I think I have enough stuff. What do you think?
We need a propane exchange outside, please. We need a propane exchange.
Okay, we're going to turn it off because we don't like it recording employees or recording people in the grocery store for any prolonged period of time. So we'll see you back in the car. I have now decided, instead of going back the way I came to go back to Eagle Nest, we're going to complete the Enchanted Circle. So we're going to head on 64 here, make a left, and head all the way to Questa. And when we get to Questa, we'll make a turn and we'll go through some gorgeous country up through Red River, and we will end up back in Eagle Nest. So let's go. It's about 20 miles to Questa, and this is probably the most interesting bit here, and in the interest of keeping this video from being ridiculously long, I'm going to cut this short in a minute and I will pick it up where I make the turn in Questa towards Red River. 38 eastbound in Raoul's Market. That's the little market I was thinking of. There's a visitor center here that I haven't checked out. Thrift store. And 12 miles to Red River, and in 30 to Eagle Nest, the end of our loop. The Enchanted Circle. Past Eagle Rock RV Park. On Eagle Rock Lake. More of a pond. There's a little beach on it though. It's nice. Here, loose gravel. I think we'll be okay. You doing okay, Dottie? You my good girl? Why are you sitting on your leash? Looks uncomfortable. Well, this thing may not overheat. I think maybe having the AC on full blast is making the difference. Carson National Forest campground right there on the right we just passed. we're going to be climbing, and we'll peak out at over 9,000 feet at Bobcat Pass. Micro Mini, like mine. Oh, we're getting a little bit of rain. A little bit of rain. This up on the left here is all part of what they call the super site. It's an old mining operation that contaminated the groundwater, and a super site is a government funded project to clean it up. And there's what they used to mine here, and that's it on the left. I have to look it up. Jack knew it right off the top of his head. It's a mineral that I think goes into the making of steel, makes steel hard or something like that. Actually, we'll be going through Red River before we climb the mountain to Bobcat Pass. I didn't want you to think that was about to come up. You got to go through the beautiful little Red River. I think it's a township as opposed to a village. I think it's a town. There's another National Forest campground we just passed on the left here. And virtually all these National Forest campgrounds, if you have a senior pass, National Park senior pass, you will get half off the cost of camping. So I'd say the average is about $22, so you'd be paying $11. Also, that's valid at Army Corps of Engineers campgrounds. So if you're a retired RVer or plan to be and traveling the West, a senior pass is a must. They save a lot of money. Entrance fees, discounts on camping fees. I think there's another one. Elephant Rock campground. And let's see, there's a Carson Fawn Lakes campground on this. So there are quite a few National Forest campgrounds on this stretch here. And I think there's a 2-week stay. And I don't know whether you can bounce from one to the other. Maybe you can. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. If anybody in the comment knows that for sure. I know the BLM free camping, I know you have to move 30 miles or something, depending on the area, but an average of about 30 miles. I don't know if that's the case here. And this is beautiful Red River. And on the right here is my favorite market here, well, it's the only market here, but Dare Market Food Store. I really love it there. And then we have Red River Brewing Company, which the word is, I've eaten there several times, and I've never had a bad meal there, and it's always crowded. It's said, I've heard rumors here that when they moved in, the rest of the restaurants around had to step their game up. So we're not far at all from Eagle Nest, but it's a completely different vibe here. Probably more energy. I would say more families, more younger people. A lot of people. There's a big off-road vehicle activity here, and a lot of horseback riding. And there was the Red River Marshal, which is a pretty unusual thing. Instead of having a police department here, they have a marshal, which I looked up, and it's the research, the law on establishing a marshal service in the state of New Mexico seems it's a little ambiguous, I think, a little odd. I don't think I actually found the actual statute. That's a big truck there coming through. Chevy, big old Chevy. And a couple of my favorite stores here on the right. There's the Dairy Bar with the red stripe, and the Red River Candy Company with the pink stripes. If you're here, you gotta at least go in the candy store. It's delightful. As you walk through there, you recognize brands of candies that you haven't seen in 20, 30, 40 years in some cases. And here we are leaving town and starting the climb up to Bobcat Pass. Eagle Nest in Raton, and you see some people on horseback up here. This is where the stables are. Or if you want to go horseback riding, then you head to Red River Stables. There's a bunch of people going for a ride. I don't know why I didn't say anything. I was a little nervous coming into town because as I simultaneously noticed two things. I noticed that the speed limit was down to 30 and I was doing 40, and I glanced in my rearview mirror and I saw a sheriff's vehicle behind me, and so I immediately set the cruise control on 30, and he was behind me for a while. He had no reason to turn off, but I was thinking any second I'm going to get lit up here. Sure I'm still recording, which I am. I fired this up in Taos. It's been 52 minutes. My ears are popping. We're gaining some altitude pretty quickly here. We're at 9289 right now, elevation 9300. We're still climbing. $94.50. We got a truck we're going to be behind going up here, so we're going to have to slow down. 9,500 feet. All right, 9,600 feet. Looks like this is the sign that says we're leaving Carson National Forest. He must be turning off here. He's going real slow. Yeah, he's turning off there. And we're at 9,700 feet, and we're still going to be climbing some more up here. This is the peak right here. We're at 9807. 9820 Bobcat Pass right here. 9820. This is the official peak here, and the rest is downhill. So, really, I'll let you know when we get down here. The stretch of road just a three and a half or so miles from getting into Eagle Nest is the site of Elizabethtown. And as we go by, I'll point it out to you, and you'll say, well, there's not much there. And there isn't. There's just a few homesteads sprinkled in there. But that wasn't the case. It was much different in the late 19th century when gold was discovered in these hills that we're coming up on. Elizabethtown became a hotbed of activity. It was certainly prior to the establishment of, before anyone dreamed of Eagle Nest. And it was a mining town. And there are books. I have a book that said there were 7,000 people there, but my friend Jack Schweitzer has done research, and he couldn't find a census in the county back then that was over 1,000. So it doesn't, there's not really a lot of evidence of a huge settlement. Now, there was a hotel there that there's some of the walls, stone walls, are still there. And there's evidence of other buildings and such around. But the best guess would be that maybe 1,000 people, 1,500, something like that. But it was the biggest settlement in northern New Mexico at the time. And people at the time thought, hey, this is destined to be the county seat, the big town. But when the gold left, so did everyone else. This road on the right here, the dirt road. I'm almost stopped here. And that's Elizabethtown. And if you look straight ahead there, actually, I'll switch to my number 5 here. And we will aim that in the there. Right there in the center of your screen is that hotel that I was talking about. And then let's back it off a little bit and do a manual up on the top of that hill there. Let's zoom in there too. That is the cemetery on the hill. All right, so that's Elizabethtown. And that pretty much marks the last thing of interest on the Enchanted Circle, because in about 3 miles, guess where we're going to be? Right back in the smack dab in the middle of the village of Eagle Nest. The iPhone sure is a reliable backup camera. I gotta hand it to Apple. college, I was doing like an internship job. And it was, I think it was 81. And I worked for this consulting firm and doing financial and accounting stuff. And there was one of the guys there had an Apple computer, and he was constantly on it, and he was ridiculed like it was an Apple computer was a toy. And back then, in those years, personal computers were not taken seriously in the workplace, by and large. Here we are back in Eagle Nest. It really was not until IBM came out with the IBM PC that it legitimized using personal computers in as serious business. We have arrived, Dottie, back home. Like we have a boondocker out there and a big old bumper pull, double the size of mine. All right, go slow. And for those that don't know, here's as we turn the corner here. The old wood pile. You will see next to, not in the RV park, but next to the RV park, it's still owned by the RV park, is my camp. And I still need to make a turn here so it comes on the screen and shows you where I live in Eagle Nest. Right there. There's home sweet home for me. Look at my little place there on the lake. So, what are we going to do here? We are going to, can we turn this around? Hang on a second. That's going to conclude today's video. Who knows how long it's going to take me to edit this thing, but we'll work on it this afternoon. And it was my great pleasure to have you come with me on my big errand today. my big errand trip, and we got to do the entire Enchanted Circle. That's exciting. I'll see you at the next one.